Hi there, guys. I am just going to do another one of these sessions where I'm going to try and refine this drawing again, um, without a method, without really anything super prepared, like the method. Haven't got the exact design idea, haven't got a composition idea. The main sketch was just a plain main sketch initially, and yeah, it's just going in, trying to refine it, try and make it better without any specific exact idea ahead of time. And I'm doing that purposely for a reason, which is just to kind of get a feel of the lay of the land, how different things work. I'm pretty confident with the amount of like the sort of mental properties I have in drawing. So being able to think fast enough, being able to forcefully adjust my perspective on things enough, or look at things with a wide angled view and then kind of compress and shift different ideas around. Also just being fit enough to just stay with a task, and also being able to orient myself as to what I'm doing at what particular times. So all those sort of basic fundamental things that people that are more skilled at something take for granted, I have those, so I'm just taking advantage of those. I wanted to say something before I start, which is that I did change pen tablet settings. So previously, I've got like this wobbly tip at the end of my pen. I don't know if that's normal or if I've just like installed it incorrectly all this time. But usually when I would like put it down, it would make a mark. So I changed the tablet pressure settings so that it doesn't make a mark until it like actually catches on the main hub of the pen. And so like just it's just going to be way cleaner. So there's not going to be as much like little lead-in wobbles. So I feel like that's just going to be way more consistent. I did that because I was like looking at line quality and I was just like, maybe one simple thing I can change is I can just change the pressure and how that's selecting. What's going on here? So at this very start, I'm getting this wobble. What is that? That's very consistent too. What is that? Oh, that's... Okay, so I'm not actually... Okay, so there is a little bit of a wobble there. Okay. Still something I can adjust, maybe. Just wondering if changing the stabilization alters it. Yeah. Kind of alters it. Alright, cool. So I just wanted to show that just in case you're like, well, what happened to the line work? Why did it change so much? And it's just going to be because of just literally changing that the tablet settings. And I do think that tablet settings are going to matter. Anyways. So let's go across here and start doing an analysis. So obviously we've got like a face here. Face is fine. Don't need to really change the face. There will be changes that happen later that are important. But don't really need to change the face because whatever that is, that's mostly fine. Like can change expressions, can change like all sorts of things, but mainly the main form is there, main proportions and so on. Everything else is just an indicator. Not even an indicator. And what I want to do now is just think about composition. So composition-wise, you know, where do you want this? Do you want it in this third? Do you want it on that third? Do you want it on this third? Do you want it on this third? Also, do you want to have it on the center, but just off-center? Why? You know, why isn't there leading room here? Like, why is there leading room behind her? Is that because she's moving? Maybe. Do I even want like a cloak? Probably not. It's very cliche, very undesigned. Not very interesting, but you could do cloak. Do we want to do a full mid shot here where it's all the way up to the hip and you have this person? And if it's a mid shot, you know, do you want the eye line at this third, or do you want to bring it down like here and then have like headroom? Because there's no headroom here. And typically if you're doing a shot, you want some form of headroom. So where's this headroom? There's no headroom there. So that's kind of an issue. This angle coming this way, what is the significance of this angle? Is there a specific reason there's a triangle here? Like with this arm and then this angle of the body? Is that important to the composition somehow? Is that part of the idea? I mean, there's just different ideas here as to what to do. Like also with this hair, what do we want to do with this hair? So say there was a rhythm line previously that does something like this. And that was the idea behind the hair in some way. Like there's a rhythm line. There's a rhythm line that comes down here. How am I, like, is that the rhythm line I want? And why do I want it to like suddenly clash into this wall here? It just clashes there, and where does it even start from? It doesn't start from anything. Like, would you then have to have something that complements this balance and starts somewhere else in order to bring that through to create like some sort of element? And how would you do that? Would you maybe bring this shoulder forward and have like the cloak do that? Also the size of this body. Is this the proportional size that the body should be? Should that be? Like, should the neck be this long? Why is the body literally in a frontward sort of position proportionally? Because like there's no difference from this angle and this angle. Why is it turned? Like if it's turned, it's not going to keep that same relationship. Like the shoulders are going to dip back or something like that. So there's these questions as well. Probably the bigger question is, what do you even want to do with a face like this? Like, what's even an idea, or what's the character? And then there's even further the idea of like, what's the story? Is there going to be some sort of story here, something to make it interesting, relatable? Because this face says nothing. It's completely neutral. It's completely bland. It has no impact whatsoever. So these are some little skitter-scat things I was doing before. They look interesting, but they're not that interesting. It's just circles and squiggles as I was like configuring the tablet. Anyways, so why did that show up again? Oh, because I clicked this. No, this one. Okay, good. All right, so I think what I want to do is I'm just going to reduce the opacity of this so it's not impacting, like it's not in the way. And then just think, like, what are some interesting shapes or ideas? Okay, so I think what I like is this angle. Like, and a kind of a backlight here, like this backlight behind the hair that keeps moving in a channel. I like that idea. I do like that. So that creates a diagonal composition. And is that what I want? Like a diagonal sort of T composition? Like some sort of crossover composition? And so how do I want that? Like this here is at least one third, right? So that follows rules of like composition right there. And here's the small. Here's just small. Oh, just do it here. Small, medium, large. But what really warrants something so large? That's the problem. So maybe first of all, let's just get this, move this. And then move it around. Wait, maybe we want this on and we want to like lower this opacity. Just so, like, yeah, it had that, and then it's like, well, maybe I'll snap this with it. And then maybe the diagonal composition should actually follow a like rule of thirds this way and then have like a lead in front of it. How much lead? More lead? So I'm just thinking about compositional balance now. Like, if she is going to have a hand in front of her, there needs to be something sort of complicated enough in front of her to kind of hold the gaze. So let's just go with this right now. I want to maybe use a dark green. I don't know. Just following instinct. So if there was something. So there's a curve doing this, right? And maybe you want to like repeat that? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you want to combat that. Like you follow this and maybe something captures your eye, but then it kind of flows back. So maybe a triangular composition? We've got like this to this to this. Then we'd need to make something interesting here. and something interesting here, and something interesting here. But we can just reduce the size of that. So maybe the interest point is the eye, and then the hands. And maybe the cleavage, but we'll do. So we'll need to adjust where these things are. Apply transformation. Bop, bop, bop. And then adjust it on a page. Third. Do you want it like that? Is that the best route? Maybe these, that should be like one corner, like 1/3, and then the other thing should be in the other third. Or does that completely ruin the idea of the composition? Maybe make this triangle along with that streak type thing. Do something like that. Oop. Maybe it could just be off center. Just enough to kind of give room to whatever this feature is. And then allow someone to naturally drop. Give it a bit of headroom. Bit of breathing room to the bottom as well. Okay. Is this really the idea I want to go for? Okay, yeah, let's just go this way. Why not? Ew. Why did I do that? That won't go well. Could have it more centralized too, that's another idea. And have more stuff happening around. Make it more like a rainy scene. Where wind and other sweeping events are coming in around, maybe? Interesting. Maybe have it just off center. Like there. Yeah, and make the eye the central point. And then maybe something. This is along with this thing. Maybe I could just create this triangle, but then create like something that balances it up here. What's happening up here? Do we even know? Storm clouds? Is there a lightning strike that's creating this light? Maybe. Maybe. And what could we have off the back here? So if there's this triangle, and then there's this triangle, then what kind of triangle do we want here? We want something like this. Making like the spaces the same as part of the composition. Like, and why would I make it like that tiling? Okay, another thing that I want to check is like the cell areas, like the areas that are around this entire thing. So let's get this. Let's say cell area here. Like I just want to look at it without any of the details. This one. It's another. And then everything else. Thinking of like having an elbow on the middle, like as a pivot, to like emphasize the hand holding something. And then it splits off in two directions, and then there's kind of like breast region, hand region, face region. Kind of like some sort of forking ray type thing. Like one goes across here, one goes up, one goes across this way. Maybe I should demonstrate that. Like gold. Okay, so one would be going this way, another would be going this way, and another would be going this way. So maybe that means you could break the composition into like whatever this shape is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 you wouldn't have very much, right? There, that's just going to be less interesting. But it's going to be carrying this focal point, which maybe should be like higher. Just to make it more outside of that little, yeah, we don't want to go here sort of area. And then maybe whatever's here should be pushing back this way and then sort of flowing up this way so that you can flow up this way, which will then catch this thundercloud type thing, and then that will bounce you back. Maybe if you look here, there'll be some feature here that then either takes you across, which maybe something here bounces you back this way. And so we're just sort of creating a bounce back effect. And then this one is like main, and then you can look down to the bottom again and start again. Maybe. Okay. There's some random ideas. Let's just put these in a folder so we can toggle them on and off. And let's start with deleting some stuff. So one of the first things I do is delete this. It looks funky. And then delete this. Okay. Even that has some sort of weird effect. That's kind of cool. And then what I want to do is I want to go over issues with the body. So there are quite a few issues here with the body proportions, but I wanted to get the composition first before I started messing with the body, because if you mess with the body, there's quite a few different aspects that are going to be influenced. So perspective. So depending on your perspective, the perspective like is going to change the proportions of the body. So if you don't know what way you're looking at the character, what the eye level is and all that sort of stuff, then there's no way you can tell what proportions the body are. Like if you don't know where the camera is in space, then there's no way to accurately reference how large or small this person is. And so the proportions could be anything until you have like that figured out. And you don't necessarily want to just create like a stock standard random perspective, because you create a stock standard random perspective and then it's just a stock standard random picture that's oversimplified. So you don't want to do that. So you kind of want to understand that your perspective is going to be part of the design, and you want to be open to all kinds of ideas there. Okay, so let's just get to this. What do I want to do with this? Whoa, why is that black? Oh, that's why. Cool. So, first of all, say you got a neck this big. You're definitely not going to have shoulders this big on a woman. Maybe you will. Definitely not with this chunk. You can have shoulders here. Neck that big. do I want shoulders like that? That rotation makes sense though. Like that rotation just straight up makes sense. Do I want that? Because something like this could draw a lot of attention at that angle. Like the body turn there sort of makes sense. Okay. But does it make sense for a stormy setting? I don't know if it makes sense for a stormy setting. Is it important what a elbow angle is? Maybe. Maybe she could be flipping someone off. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm just messing here. She's hitchhiking. Anyways, whatever. I'll have to figure that out. And then what's happening with this storm cloud? I'm just trying to imagine it in my head now. Maybe there's something here, whatever this is. Something back here. Maybe this is okay. So if I make that reduce a bit. So there's that, and then there's this kind of thing, something happening here. What is happening there? Does this have to come close to the camera or something? Okay, that compositional idea isn't too bad, but there's some things wrong with it. So just the negative space between here and here, I don't like that. There needs to be more space. But I do like this cramped thing where the elbow is kind of like in here. But at the same time, I kind of want space. Could have like 2 fingers doing this. And maybe we can just move the girl back. And the hand. It's giving it a bit more space. That creates a triangle, a different triangle, but I like that. And she's less taking up, like she's less overbearing, more gentle. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. So yeah, apply transformation and then what do? Move her back. Did I literally just draw over the thing? Okay, no, that's cool. Whatever. What? What's going on? Oh, because it's selected. Alright, cool. That's just... maybe... I think it is literally selected here. Do this. Move. There we go. The eyes. Like that. And then... this one... we can just delete. Harder is this. And hard erase at that. And hard erase this. And this. I'll just add in some mid-tone here. Actually, probably might be a good idea to start thinking of lighting schemes. It's gonna look weird when I unfade it. but whatever. Let's opacity that down. Okay, so I'm just keeping some of these like old shadows and stuff so that I can just have an idea of like at least randomness can feed into my perspective. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's pretty clear. Like it's pretty crisp. Then it's just a matter of let's define some of the body limits or something. I don't know. Some design ideas for the body. Okay, so neck comes down like this. So you have this kind of thing coming along here. And then this off here. Right, and so that means that something comes off here and down. Then there's this. Something that comes along. Let's say it's along here. Is that like a seam, maybe? I don't know. Maybe there's way too much booby here, but we'll see. Mutant hand time. I have just a few conflicting ideas in my head, so I'm just trying to work those out. God, how do you catch a sparrow? That's so weird. I'm just using my hand here, just to give me a rough idea. Which is technically breaking the no reference rule, but I'm just like, ah. Okay, so if I grab those and then just transform a bit, should be okay. I think it's Shift Control T. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Take that back, that's totally weird. It's fine. At least I'll find like a finger size that I like or something. It's so weird how the mind works. It's like maybe you draw something but you drew it backwards. That's so strange. Like I had like an alternate idea in my head, which is also like what this is that I'm transforming it into. Is literally the reverse. It's so strange. Your mind just flips and transforms. Ah, it's so weird. Like this is kind of the ideas I wanted. I think it's okay leaving it at an idea for now. I don't need to have anything refined here. Just making sure the composition kind of works. Make this bigger. If she did do that, maybe it would be rotated out more. Rather than in so tight. Hmm. 'Cause, 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 rotates over. I wish I wasn't wearing a jacket right now. It's making it difficult to... It's so weird. You could have something like that going on. I can't see on my arm. I'm just guessing. Right? There's that thing, and then there's this muscle. Maybe you want to like curve it in like this. Demonstrate that. Realize that hand looks really weird, but I don't know, I'll have to figure this out later. blue. It's a cool bird. I like the bird. The shoulders are too high. It's disjointed. Actually, should that all go lower? I'm sure that top part should go lower. That could be an idea. His breasts are way too high. That'll do. There. Okay, so that looks like more the compositional idea. That's good. Let's duplicate this. Ooh, I don't want that. And then I want to think about the swishy swish stuff, the storm cloud stuff, and so on. So storm cloud stuff. No, the ray of light. The ray of light is the most important thing, right? So the ray of light is meant to be like a third almost. So like from here, it's meant to cast this way, right? Maybe you want the ray of light to help create like depth. So maybe I'll have it just behind here. Whoa. Some sort of thing like this. Could have it step a little larger each time. Just trying to experiment with rhythms here as to what kind of works. So having something back here does work, I feel. Then what portion of a storm cloud would you see? Say we're here. Say this is the horizon. Well, maybe we're shorter than her, but let's say this is the horizon. So how would you describe clouds here? Yeah, this part of the horizon, you could have some clouds. You'd have smaller clouds, and then maybe what we can do is like a golden rule here. So golden rule is about ratios. So you could have like a like a half here, a 2, and then like just a bit bigger, and then suddenly, is it 1.6 size, like that, plus that, and then this plus this, which is like this. And then we could have this plus this. What's this? This is like this. Across here. Yeah, that looks about right for what we want. And then fully across. So then we don't need this to be staged because essentially we've got this golden rule curve up along here. Well, that golden sort of slope there. I can make that a bit more precise mathematically. But I think that's the right angle. Can have something again back here. Like an actual feature or something. In more the midground. So this is the foreground. This will be the midground, and this will be the background. Could be other things in the midground that describe this plane here. Like what's going on here. What are we gonna do with that? Maybe you could have something that's like cliffs or something that describes the environment that then you see again along here, and it's all along the background, and then you've got this sort of negative space stuff here. It could even be on a ship. Like instead of having this be a tree or something, it could be like something on a ship. And then, you know, you've got like the hair that's supposedly doing this thing. Like whatever's happening with the hair. Could be that it's like draping in front of her face and sort of wrapping up around her body like this. Like, you know how like water makes your hair stick. Something like that. And like some will have to be coming down. Other parts will be whipping up. Right? Maybe message in the rain or something. You could think of this as. Maybe it's about like determination or resolve or even devotion. So that gives like at least like a backdrop idea of what you could do. I don't like this tree. Doesn't make any sense why you would just put a tree there. Because it doesn't tell you about the environment enough. We want to be told about the environment, like what's actually going on. I think you can actually just have that blank there. Or very minor suggestions or hints of what's going on. So that's actually a really cool looking sparrow hawk thing. I like that design. It's kind of cool. And then as we bring this back in, we can move it. She looks a bit too large for this. Maybe it's just a head and neck type thing going wrong. You know what? Get out of here. I need to develop myself a round brush. That's what I need to do next. Like a round soft brush. Okay. Bring this up and then delete these guidelines with a needed eraser maybe. So I don't remove all of it. No eraser. face is way too large for the body. That's okay. Can shrink that down. And then
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbit of Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0. Discovery, go and throttle up.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
it's kind of interesting. Cool. Like it. Well, that's a step forward, at least compositionally. And from there, then I'll have to do some more idea work on that. And just refine from there. I know it's not exactly done at this point. There's like a vague something there that you can kind of maybe see. I'm gonna maybe try to bring it out just a sec. definitely not capturing it. That sucks. Hmm. Let's just grab like a really lazy green. Just helping it be visible if you kind of blur your eyes a lot. I think there's an obvious problem with the bust. Duplicate layer. And maybe you'd have the bird a little bit lower actually. Is the bird on this layer? I think so. Yay! Let's just randomly blend this a bit. There's this scraggly weird purple. I don't know, maybe you can see it in there somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's in there somewhere. Cool. All right. That's enough for now. We'll take that, put it in the bank, and then try again another time. Another time. All right. Thanks for listening. And remember, always have fun learning. All right. Take care. Bye.